I think it's a stupid law that bees are illegal in New York City. Hi, I'm John Feldman and I'm an urban beekeeper. An urban beekeeper is someone who's decided to raise bees in an urban environment, such as New York City.
I'm Brandon Hoy. I'm one of the co-partners in this bee project that we are participating in our first harvest. My role is for moral support. I'm kind of like a bee cheerleader.
We're just three guys who decided we wanted to raise bees.
So they're working very hard. There's a lot of work going on in here. Our project's really interesting. We're all in the restaurant business, Brandon, Eddie, and I, and we all decided that we wanted to contribute in some way to the environment and New York City. You know, what we're doing is really special. We're raising bees on rooftops in New York City, and rooftops in New York City are highly underutilized, and we want people to start to learn better ways to utilize their rooftops. This is a great way to do it.
We're just playing an active part and just in regenerating bees.
And bees are fascinating, and moreover, they are going extinct, and that's a massive, massive problem.
We think that it's a really good thing for the city because it really enhances the pollination of some of these trees and flowers and things around.
The byproduct of it being honey is just kind of a bonus.
Beekeeping is illegal in New York City. We're doing enough good that, you know, it's really not that big of a deal.
Mostly, if we have a mission, it is to get other people to raise bees.
We are, I'd say, towards the end of a great season, our first season in our project. That is an entire frame. For the most part, there's a few splotches here where they need to finish waxing it off, but this is all ripe honey, all this.
On both sides of
on
this
both
too,
sides.
if you want to see this other side.
And that is perfect. That's what a beekeeper wants to see. The species of bees that we're working with is actually an Italian honeybee. We chose the Italian honeybee because we find that they forage a long distance, so they can fly up to 3 or 4 miles in one direction. They aren't as susceptible to diseases and certain parasites, and they also overwinter well. So we really kind of need to get a plan going here because this is one of those things that we're not wearing suits. We've decided we're not going to wear suits. And, you know, we're really kind of getting in there, you know. I view them as my pets a little bit, you know. I've formed a relationship with the bees, and Brandon and Eddie have as well. We've all formed our own relationship with the bees.
I think they love me because I'm constantly like, you go girls. Go get them, girls. Get out there, get your pollen, make that honey.
I'm not as sentimental, I suppose, as John. They're very cool. I think I definitely feel an attachment to them, but they're certainly not like my pets.
It's really amazing. So the color is very light in this one. It's very spring honey.
So we had a man down.
What happened?
One got stuck in my rat tail and stung me.
I'm about to get one in the hair. They're coming in my hair as well. Our harvest is going to be pretty substantial this first time round. We are going to be harvesting in 1 week, which is going to be middle August. We put the bees in late April. So we've had a good amount of time for the bees to accumulate honey. I think that we're going to get well over 100 pounds for our first harvest, which is really exciting for us. So.
The first time we tasted the honey, it was very, very light. It was thin and light in color. Really and truly, it tasted like elderflower, and it was an amazing time. It was a sunny day, and you know the honey was dripping everywhere, and it was a beautiful color, and it was kind of a special moment. You know what I mean?
I would say altogether, we probably have, you know, 250,000 bees, maybe.
People are going to be able to taste our honey, definitely in some of our restaurants and cafes, but if you wink at me the right way, maybe I'll give you a jar. I'm not nervous at all. I think that, if anything, I'm really excited. We've learned so much about what we're doing, and this harvest, we're really confident and just ready to kind of jump in there and take some of that honey. I've learned a great deal from working with bees. I've learned a lot about nature. I've learned a lot about relationships. I've learned a lot about physics. I've learned a lot about science.
It's definitely something that's addictive. It's almost like tattoos. You get one, you're going to want more.
We hope people can see what we've done and say, hey, we want to do this too. How do we do it? Cool, we're going to do it, and we're going to teach others about it as well.
It's fun. It's fun. I mean, this whole thing is fun. I mean, I just feel very fortunate to be involved in kind of this whole like agricultural movement, this back to the basics.
Definitely the start of a lifelong adventure, I'd say. What we're doing now is we're coming up with a plan so that when we go over there, we're not like a bunch of schmucks with stuff in our hand and no plan. Eddie Diaz is in the bee suit. Eddie is going to slowly take off the top super or the top box, okay, with help from Brandon and I. And all the while we'll be smoking a lot. And Eddie literally is gonna walk away and not stop.
You don't really have to do any of the work, just like the bees make all the honey and they make all the wax. All we gotta do is steal it from them. Such a terrible arrangement when you think about it.
Eddie, I'm gonna smoke you pretty good, dude. Hello. So now we're going to Rooftop Farms to get the honey system set up, and we're going to start extracting all of those frames and see what we come up with. Basically, what we're doing is we have set up our honey operation, our extraction operation. What the bees have done is they've literally cured and preserved and locked away the nectar that they collected from flowers. And essentially what we're gonna do is I'm removing the cap from the honey. You just have to kind of feel your way through it. You don't want to go too deep into the honey. We have what's called a scratcher. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna literally go through here and pick off the tops of the comb. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to just take off the top portion of the comb so that when we extract the honey, the comb still remains, and we can therefore put back into the hive so the bees don't have as much work to do when they're starting back up.
That looks fantastic. I mean, the color is amazing. This is going to be a lighter honey than I think I'm probably used to eating. I'm inserting these frames into the centrifuge, flush against the sides. You're just using, you know, centrifugal force to expel the honey from the comb so that we don't have to let it drip out at snail's pace that gravity would usually pull it out at. You can actually see the honey already starting to collect all over the sides. It's pretty amazing.
A lot of people harvest honey this way. This is, I'd say, the most ideal way for someone who harvests honey at home or, you know, of small operations. I think we're good. We're definitely getting some honey in the bottom. It's not a ton. I'd say it's filled up to about right here. Right about there, so a couple inches high. Oh my God, it smells so good.
We're gonna filter this and see what we get. I mean, the color's beautiful. I mean, if you guys can see that, I mean, I wish we had better light in here. It is really beautiful color.
Anyone want to cuddle?
I'm totally covered in honey. I'm like, it's like lotion on me right now. It's the first time I don't smell like compost. I actually smell like something delicious. Watch out, ladies.
Okay, so we've gone through the whole process. We have successfully centrifuged all the frames. We've extracted as much honey as we possibly can. We've extracted as much honey from the wax as we possibly can. And so now what we're left with is pretty filtered version of the honey out of the comb. There's a little bit of wax in it. We've decided that we don't really care because this is like grassroots, you know, we're just kind of making honey on our own and we're not trying to sell it. This is our very first jar of honey ever. So here we go. You want a moment of silence, Eddie? Yeah, sure. So here we are with our first ever harvest of honey, and it's been about 4 months now since we started in April.
Yeah.
You know, we learned a lot about the fact that bees are chief pollinators, and we wanted to promote a project that would support, you know, others learning about it and us supporting that as well.
First thing I'm going to do with my honey is toast an awesome loaf of bread, spread honey on it, or spread butter on it and honey on it, and just bask in its glow.
I'm gonna try to steal that from Eddie after he makes it and take that.
Yeah, so I'll eat like some of it, and he'll eat the rest of it.
I'll eat the other half.
To commemorate the project that we did so well with this year, I will now give Brandon a dose.
While I tweet away. God damn.
Always wanted to do and haven't had a chance to do yet. And I just blurted out, I want to build a wooden boat.